This video is about From Peril to Hope, the journey of dogs and cats rescued from euthanasia. Every year, millions of dogs and cats in the United States find themselves in shelters, their futures uncertain. Tragically, many are placed on euthanasia lists due to overcrowding, lack of resources, or circumstances beyond their control. These animals, once cherished pets or strays with potential, face premature death simply because there's no room for them. Natural disasters, economic hardship, and unforeseen emergencies bring waves of dogs and cats into already overwhelmed shelters. Yet, amidst this heartbreak, there are stories of hope. The efforts of rescue organisations, volunteers, and ordinary people stepping up to give these animals a second chance. Each year, 6.3 million companion animals enter shelters across the US. From the USPCA, I discovered that these numbers include 3.1 million dogs and 3.2 million cats. Sadly, about 920,000 animals, 390,000 dogs, and 530,000 cats are euthanized annually. Cats, especially feral or unclaimed strays, face even steeper odds in shelters, as many are considered unadoptable due to behavioural challenges or lack of socialisation. Natural disasters amplify this crisis. After Hurricane Katrina, over 250,000 pets, including thousands of cats, were displaced. Similarly, wildfires in California have left countless cats stranded, their whiskers burned and paws blistered from fleeing flames. Hurricanes, tornadoes, floods and wildfires leave countless animals abandoned or lost. Shelters in disaster-stricken areas quickly become overcrowded. For example, after Hurricane Harvey, thousands of pets, including feral cat colonies, were left behind, leading to shelter crises across Texas. Families facing financial challenges often surrender their pets when they can no longer afford food, vet care, or housing. Cats, especially outdoor or community cats, are often the first to be abandoned during such crises. Uncontrolled breeding is a major factor. A single unspayed cat and her offspring can produce 420,000 kittens in 7 years, while a dog and her puppies can produce 67,000 puppies in 6 years. From the Humane Society. Without widespread spay-neuter programs, the population grows faster than shelters can manage. Both cats and dogs that have been abused or neglected often develop behavioural issues that make them harder to adopt. Feral cats, for example, may fear human contact, while dogs with trauma may exhibit aggression or fearfulness. Imagine Pepper, a once proud tabby cat who roamed freely in her family's backyard. When her owners were evicted, Pepper was left behind, scavenging scraps to survive. By the time she was rescued, she was emaciated and had frostbite on her ears. Her shy demeanour made it hard for adopters to notice her, leaving her days away from euthanasia when a foster family stepped in. Or think of Buddy, a senior Labrador surrendered after his family lost their home in a wildfire. At 12 years old, Buddy had trouble walking and would barely lift his head in the shelter. Buddy's story changed when a rescue group specialising in senior animals transported him to a sanctuary. Organisations work tirelessly to save both dogs and cats from euthanasia. I read that the Best Friends Animal Society has a bold mission to make the US a no-kill country. They've helped reduce euthanasia rates by facilitating transports, offering medical care, and connecting animals with adopters. Pilots to the Rescue frequently transports cats from high-risk areas to adoption-ready regions. In one mission, they flew over 100 cats from a hurricane-hit shelter in Florida to New York, where adopters were waiting. For feral and stray cats, TNR programs are life-saving. Community cats are trapped, spayed or neutered and returned to their colonies, preventing overpopulation and keeping them out of shelters. Transporting animals to safety involves meticulous coordination. Assessment: each animal's health and temperament are evaluated to determine if they can safely travel. Transport teams: dedicated volunteers and organisations use vans, planes, and even personal vehicles to transport animals. Receiving shelters or foster homes are carefully chosen based on capacity and adoption demand. For example, I found that Wings of Rescue has transported over 50,000 dogs and cats from overcrowded shelters to areas where they have better chances of adoption. Cats are typically crated for their safety, while dogs may travel in kennel-equipped vans or small planes. The scene captures the collective efforts of volunteers and the community working together to save these animals. Luna, a calico cat, and Shadow, a chihuahua, were found huddled together under a collapsed house after a tornado. Though different species, their bond was unbreakable. A rescue team saved them, and after months of fostering, they were adopted by a family willing to take both of them together. A feral kitten rescued from a wildfire was so scared of humans that she hid in her crate for weeks. A volunteer spent hours every day gently speaking to her and leaving treats nearby. Eventually, Mittens began to trust, and she now lives with her adopter, who calls her the bravest little survivor. A pit bull who survived a house fire, Ranger was left with burns that required months of medical care. A rescuer fostered him through his recovery, and today, Ranger lives with a firefighter who says, "He saved me more than I saved him." Rescuers face heartbreaking decisions every day. Watching animals suffer or knowing they can't save every life takes a heavy emotional toll. However, every success story fuels their determination to keep going. The joy of seeing a once hopeless dog or cat find a forever home makes the sacrifices worthwhile. You don't have to be a rescuer to make a difference. Here are ways you can help. Adopt, don't shop. Choose to adopt from shelters instead of buying pets from breeders or pet stores. Foster, provide a temporary home for dogs or cats awaiting adoption. This is especially helpful for kittens and puppies. Donate supplies. Shelters are always in need of blankets, cages, leashes, food bowls, and cleaning supplies. Contribute financially. Even small donations can cover transport costs, medical treatments, and daily care. Volunteer. Offer your time to walk dogs, socialise cats, assist with transports, or help at adoption events. Support TNR programmes. Advocate for or participate in trap-neuter-return efforts to manage feral cat populations. Spread awareness. Share stories, raise awareness about adoption, and educate others about responsible pet ownership. The plight of shelter animals is heartbreaking, but it's not without hope. Through the efforts of rescuers, volunteers, and compassionate individuals, countless dogs and cats are saved from euthanasia and given the lives they deserve. Every blanket donated, every hour spent fostering, and every shared adoption story makes a difference. Together, we can ensure that more wagging tails and purring hearts find their forever homes. Let's be the reason their stories end in hope, not heartbreak. Thanks for watching. Feel free to watch our other videos. There are 2 on the screen now. We make videos on domestic and wildlife animals. And consider subscribing to Critter Safari for our upcoming ones. Thanks again.